5 things that need to change for Season 9 Apex. Hi, and welcome in. My name's There's1M. I stream on Twitch. I've been playing Apex a lot for the last 6 months or so, and these are my 5 items that I think that Respawn need to go and have a look at for Season 9 Apex. And one thing that they need to look at right now. Let's get into it. First of all, big one. The Spitfire needs to be nerfed. This gun is the meta. This gun is like absolutely incredible right now. The gun is super powerful even though it has a slow fire rate. Unless you're hitting every single shot from the other gun, the other person who's shooting you hits every single shot, those 55 bullets in an extended mag is just overpowered. You can just continue, keep on firing through everything, and you can hit every single shot. The aim is balanced. It doesn't recoil at all pretty much for wherever you are. You can put a 2 times and a 3 times on it, so you can be hitting you can hit very decent shots from a long range. It's just a joke of a gun. And also with the introduction of a gold mag, you can continue firing for a long time, change to your secondary weapon, keep on firing, and then keep on firing your LMG once again. It is overpowered. Much of the lobby is using it, even though everyone hates the gun. It is the meta to be using right now. I think there's a few ways that we can make this gun more level and a better gun, just to be used in general. I think the fire rate should be slowed down slightly, because I think that the fire rate, even though it's slow already, is a decent fire rate to put consistent damage in. You either increase the recoil pattern. I think the recoil pattern will need to be increased, especially for longer scopes. So if you're putting a 2 times or a 3 times on it, the recoil needs to be increased, because a 3 times makes it incredibly easy to aim. I also think that the gold mags need to be reworked. Is that if the mag has got more bullets in it for whatever gun that you're using, it takes a longer time to reload than something which is shorter. I.e., I think it for a smaller gun like a P20, Wingman or something like that should not take as long as an LMG to reload when it's sheathed away as a secondary weapon. I also think that I think that the Spitfire, and also this counts the Devo as well, should be put back into care package weapons. I think the Devo should go back into it, and I think the Spitfire should be pushed back into it as well. I think that the three weapons that are in the care package at the moment, the Prowler doesn't need to be in there. The Prowler was a very decent floor weapon, but it was not the meta, and I don't know why they put it into a care package. Second of all, King's Canyon needs to be massively changed, or it needs to be vaulted. The only thing that's king about King's Canyon is that you are king of the third parties if you win. This map is all or nothing. You either land and you have the whole lobby within 2 seconds of you, within 20 meters, or you don't see anybody the whole game and you can't have a decent fight and you don't have decent separate fights in it. It's all just a massive cluster in the middle of the map. There's not enough points of interest in the map that take you away from there's only about 4 places that anyone lands at one time, and admittedly with the introduction of the Caustic Takeover event, that has made it a little bit more enticing to go down to Caustic, but where water treatment once was, but no. That map needs to get bigger. It needs to have something that when it's going to something of the same size of the introduction of where the ship has crashed, again on one of the sides of the map. When pros are stating that they will not play a map, that shows how broken it is and how horrible it is. I also think that another way that it could be better is that if the reduction in the number of jump towers in that map means that it's incredibly easy to get from one side of the map to the other incredibly quickly, so you can do very quick third parties. The other option is to vault it entirely. World's Edge is a very, very good map at the moment. I don't think it needs to have... There are some things that you could change, small things that you could change with World's Edge to make it slightly better, and same with Olympus. There are small things that you can change with that, but you don't need to have a full map rework. Kings Canyon needs a full map rework.
That's track 3 and track 4.
I think that Olympus has a lot more potential as well, just because of the sheer verticality. There's a lot more up and down. That you can decide whether or not to do a you can get a lot. It's a lot easier to get your height and stuff like that. Third of all, the Lifeline rework. Now, everyone has been going on about this Lifeline rework, and as a Lifeline main, I think I can understand why they've done it, but I think they've done it wrong, in my personal opinion. It's not the best for Lifeline mains, because as a combat medic, you were in there with your shield, and that is your purpose. You had the ability to go in and res somebody, and now you don't have that. There's no protection of a shield. There's no pushing in and trying to help them and being able to fend them off. It's a lot easier to fend them off when you've got a portable piece of cover there. However, yes, her shield was very, very overpowered. Now, a lot of people knew that the best way to get rid of that was just to throw some grenades. You can throw some grenades at a piece of wall behind it or what have you, throw it up in the air and get it on the ground behind the shield. It was very easy to try and get around that, or push in. However, what I think would need to be better, or what would be better with Lifeline, is to have a breakable shield that covers the person. And that breakable shield is like a rampart shield. You can shoot out through that shield, but you can't shoot into that shield. So any member who is within that res shield can shoot out through it. But if you go outside of that, you can't shoot through it, and it will break. And potentially 150, 200 damage limitation. That would be a very, very powerful thing, because you could break it with a couple of grenades, or you could shoot through it. And if you defend it properly, you can. It's a point of interest, but it's not overpowered. I also think that her healing drone is powerful enough, so I don't think it needs to be increased in increase the healing. Admittedly, with her ability, with her shield now gone, it is a welcome buff, because otherwise it would be a very big nerf for Lifeline. But also the other thing is, I think her care package needs reworking. The care package is not good enough in most situations. Her care package gives away your position, it doesn't allow you to potentially upgrade any of your weapons, and it can be an annoyance for other team members. The only benefit is that it's a tiny bit of movable cover, or it is indestructible cover. Number 4. Increase the number of fun items in Apex to bring in the new player base. Now, I know a lot of people are going to get annoyed because, you know, fun isn't Apex. Apex is the real one. Fortnite's the joke one. But hear me out. Some of the most purchased items in the store are the Christmas items, because they are funny. They are potentially funny items that you can buy. Now, why can't we have emotes which are doing something silly? When you have the heirloom for Caustic, the number of people who love to bring out the cup of tea whenever they do an emote, that just having something which is similar, where you can, you know, the cracking your knuckles can be quite funny, but just increase the number of them, and possibly bring in something that you can introduce into the game, so you can get multiple different things that you are possibly through the battle pass that you unlock, because that would be introducing fun new ways to bring in a new player base. 5. Last but not least, bloody sort out SBMM. Some people may think it's okay, especially when you're newer to the game. You often get put with easier lobbies, and that's the way. But when you get up to the harder lobbies, you often get put with pred teams. You get put with aimbots. You get put with hackers. You get put with things like this, and it's just got to stop. I think the part of the reason why it is that Respawn have made it so people think that 5 seconds is too long to wait to get into a game. It isn't. Make it 30 seconds, make it a minute. Make it something that I would like to wait for and put in with better people who are more suited to my playstyle, more suited to my skill base, because that is skill-based matchmaking. But the skill-based matchmaking for Apex right now is that you go into a game within 5 seconds of pressing play, and you are put in with people who are not actually your skill base. Please stop putting me in with pred teams when I've got someone on my team who doesn't know how to bloody fire a gun. It is not good. And this is why, at the moment, people are starting to leave the game. It's especially because of cheaters and because of skill-based matchmaking being wrong. Seasoned players are playing other games. So I'd like that to be sorted. Anyway, one more bonus thing for Apex to start doing right now is to make sure there aren't any bugs when you're producing new LTMs, new seasons, etc. Every single season for the last 3 seasons, when there's been an LTM, when there's been a new season brought out, when there's been new items being brought out, the game has been physically flawed, physically bugged every single time. The vom of heat shields, to Maggie being the most annoying bloomin' person who's ever been made out there, to the game-breaking bugs for the servers when you used to go to one point of the map and it used to crash the whole server, to DDoSing. Please try and fix these issues before bringing out any more LTMs. And on that note, I'd even go as far as saying, make LTMs optional. Don't force people into a game mode that makes the game break. That's been recently, that's been in the past, that's always happened. The problem is that now that the LTMs are not optional, you can't. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. Anyway, on that note, keep on playing Apex. Keep on making sure that it's a good game. There are elements which I really do love about Apex. I'm not having a moan. I'd like to see them actually push this through and make it more of a positive response rather than having a moan about it. But if these things are all sorted, I think that Apex will come on another leaps and bounds. And on that note, please, if you've liked this video, go and like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for more notifications. Come and talk about it on Twitch when I'm live streaming. Come and talk about it on here when I'm live streaming. Join the Discord, join the Guilded, come in and say hi. If you have any other things that you want to talk about, please leave a comment below. This has been signing off once again. See you later.